I'm gonna be honest with you. I was on the Palworld grind so hard that it didn't occur to me until the middle of recording my last video that I should just go through the entire Paldeck and show the locations. It almost feels lazy, but this is also what the people want. So let's do that for this video. And if you end up enjoying the video, please leave a like, comment your thoughts down below, and share it with all your friends that are playing Palworld. I also think my rare location guide is still valid and holds up because I show how to get to some of the locations, how to catch the pals, and talk about some of the really good utility ones. But for this one, I'm just going to go through, show the locations of the pals, maybe give a little bit of commentary if there's something noteworthy, like the starter ones. Yeah, you already encountered these. They're found through all the starting areas. That's kind of it. Some of them are going to be like unique to certain areas. So as you can see, difference with Fox Sparks, Whack, and then Spark It is where we start getting into the rest of the area. Tansy, it's everywhere. Ruby, it's everywhere. Pengolet, so on. Ping King, though, that's where we start getting into the protected areas, and it was covered in my last video. Joltog, not really found in too many places, surprisingly. Now, when a pal shows as habitat unknown, that means it can't be found naturally spawning in the overworld, so you're going to have to find it through other means, which is going to be inside of the cave dungeons or inside of the arena dungeons that have the alpha pal boss fight inside of it. And I believe I got the Jolthog Christ through like a syndicate cage where they had like one of the trap pals. I don't exactly remember for this one though. Gumos. We can also transfer between like day and night. A lot of them are going to be the same. Some are going to be exclusive to one time of day or the other. Vixie, that's going to be really common. Overlaps a lot with the Spark It. So we got some stuff like that. Hucrates, only found at night, but it's found pretty much everywhere. Tiefent, it's going to be a common Pokemon. Depresso, nighttime. Creamy, common. Daydream, it can only be found at nighttime. You can also find it in like the cave dungeons, just in the regular grassland areas. Rushhor, common. Nox, starting areas at night. Fuddler, sandy desert areas. Killamari, this is going to be inside of the dungeon caves. Same thing for Mao. Malchrist, however, found in the northern cold areas. Celeray, beaches. Direhowl, everywhere. Totococo. Toko, same little desert area right here. Floppy. It's kind of centralized, and it's not found everywhere, which is kind of interesting. Mazarina, also found in a limited spot. And another thing I wanted to note about, like, finding pals and filling out the pal deck is that if you're just hatching eggs, you're going to find, like, half of your new species of pals that way. So it's also worth just kind of gathering up all the eggs you see, hatching them, and then using that to expand on your pal deck. Brisla, same centralized area. We have Gobfin, going to be in the marshland over here. Gobfin Ignis, that's going to be on the west side of Obsidian Mountain. Hangyu, find it around. Hangyu Christ, that's going to be found at night. Mossanda, centralized, high level. Mossanda Lux, that's where we start getting into ones you can only find on the map as like a boss encounter. It can be found as a level 31 on the eastern starting island, and I'm not going to show all of the boss locations for this video. I'm going to do it like my rare location guide, where I just kind of go through the pseudo-legendaries, or what seem to be like pseudo-legendaries, powerful boss ones. Also, there's some abandoned mine encounters that make it kind of interesting, so that's how we're going to break those down. Woollypop, found in a little area. Capriti, not rare. Malpaca, not rare. Ichthadir, starter areas. Terra is going to be on the island. Let's go. Nightwing, surprisingly found in the starter areas, not at night. Rabunny, a little bit more spaced out, so you might not run into it naturally. Incineram, there you go. Incineram Noct. Both of the islands. Cinnamoth, this central area. There's like a dozen species of pals that are found only here. Arsox, going to kind of spread out a bit more. Dumud, going to be found in like the little mud plains over here as well as the desert. Cognito, nighttime only, but a lot of the mainland. Leespunk, kind of weird. I got it from an egg anyways. Same thing on the Leespunk Ignis. Loop Moon, the goat. Handiwork 2, found very commonly as you start to branch out into the world. Galeclaw, decent area range. Robinquill, only found here. Robinquill Terra, big range throughout the desert. This dude is too annoying to pronounce. Beegard, Elizabeth. There's also an Elizabeth spawn. Grintail, only found at night. Swee and Sweepa, so not only found in the cold areas despite being ice. chill it. It's also going to be one of the alpha pals that you run into, so you can find it as a regular pal, just kind of throughout. Univolt, only found in this area. Foxicle, only found here. Pyron, it's going to be more into the lava island, and then we also have Pyron Noct, so same thing, but at the nighttime, even though you can also find Pyron during the night. Raindrix, mid-tier ice area. Rayhound, desert. Kitsun, nighttime only, where you find Foxicle. Kitsun is interesting for me personally because when I was completing the Paldeck, it was grayed out, which means I saw it at some point, but I didn't catch it. And also, the interesting thing is the view range is pretty large, so sometimes you don't even physically see a pal, but it registers as seen in the deck, and then you can go and check it for the location. But I didn't know you can do that. I thought you could only see the locations of caught pals because I didn't switch it over to nighttime. Don't make my mistake. There's a lot of stupid mistakes everyone's making in this game, such as not knowing about going BC for deconstruct, so their first couple of buildings, they just punch down. Dazzy, Desert, Lunaris, Habitat Unknown, so that's going to be a special encounter. Dinossum, decent range. Dinossum Lux, that's going to be in the desert. Surfant. So Surfant is really important because no stamina drain while swimming, and you also get it on level 10 for the saddle. So that's actually going to be like a really good surf unlock. This is your HMO3. But if you aren't paying attention, you might miss it. However, I think it hatches pretty commonly from water eggs, so maybe you'll just get it anyways. Surfant Terra is going to be on the north side of the desert, so kind of in its own segregated area. Mare Wraith, in-game ice cold area at night. Digtoise, going to be common, going to be really good for mining as well as like damage and stuff, so very desirable Pokemon. Toombat, another goat, and it's going to be in the starter area as well at night. This guy's got great utility. Level 2 mining, level 2 transporting, level 2 gathering. He's gonna hold it down for you. Lovander, talked about the utility of Lovander, only found at night, so that also might be why you haven't seen it. Also going to be in this desert, but drops cake, also has a good ability, very desirable Pokemon. Flamebell, so it kind of also shows like this interesting area, which has highlighted on this video so far, where you have like the mini obsidian mountain where you can actually like encounter some lava kind of pals, not directly like in the super in-game place. Vanworm, mid-game flying mount with the level 21 saddle on the technology, and yeah, it's just kind of chilling there in the center of the map. Vanworm Christ, only found at night. Bushi. Bushi's interesting because you can find it throughout here on the Obsidian Mountain, but then, yep, the ultra late game Bushi over there in the island. Beacon, that's going to be over here in the top right of the map. Ragnahawk, bottom left. Catris, only found at night, but also has a dungeon alpha encounter. Wixen, another one of those pals that can be found over here, so you want to get him early. This is actually a really powerful pal as well. Level 2 kindling, level 3 handiwork, level 2 transporting. Just great to have around the base. Going to help you build things, going to help you craft, and then it's going to take good priority on trying to smelt if you're just going for like refined ingots or something. Verdash, this is also where like, yep, you get into habitat for Verdash, and of course Valet, of course. Sibilix, that's going to be in the north, but also it's going to be a boss encounter. I keep calling like, I just keep using it interchangeably when I'm like, oh, arena or dungeon or alpha boss. It's a special encounter. Alpha Dran, of course. Kelpsy, again, similar to Surfant, just has limited beach range, but you'll kind of run into it or hatch it. Ignis, that's going to be found in the lava areas. Azure Robe, cool pal, annoying to catch. Cryolinx, I think Cryolinx is weird and out of place, which is also weird for Palworld, but I found a lot of the designs really awesome and charming. It's like, yeah, this dude just kind of populates the ice thing, it's high level, and it doesn't really seem to serve much of any purpose. I guess you use it to up dragon drops. Blaze Howl, yeah, that's kind of a tricky one. Same thing on Blaze Howl Noct. So even here when you're not on the actual volcano or by lava or in the obsidian place, this is still going to be very hot. So I don't remember if it like balances out at night or just gets cold at night. It's like you'll just randomly find Blaze Howl Noct before you run into Blaze Howl, depending on how your exploration goes. That's just kind of a thing. Relaxaurus, an interesting pal as well. has a surprisingly limited range for how much it's been featured in the trailers and promotional content for the game, but also the rocket launcher is deeply in-game technology on level 44. Relaxaurus Lux, special encounter, Broncherry, that's going to be common throughout these nice little grassland areas. Broncherry Aqua, special encounter, Petilia, there you go. Reptyro, and I haven't, like, investigated it, but some of these spawns, like, you might notice just a little stray dot somewhere. That kind of, like, opens up an interesting catch to where, yeah, you don't have to go over here where you get cooked. You can actually get one maybe early, and, you know, 3 kindling, 3 mining. Pretty good. Ice Reptyro, that's going to be a special one. King Paka. There's a King Paka boss that spawns somewhere. There's a King Paka boss that spawns around here, but then the other one's going to be on the island. Ice King Paka, that's going to be a special mine encounter. Memorist, it's common, it's high level. You get one, it's cool, but they're very hard to catch, very low catch rate. We have the ice form over there. Wumpo, Wumpo Botan, Warsect. Warsect also having a boss encounter. Fenglope has a boss encounter, I think more near the south somewhere, and then also found on the south side of the mountain. Felbat, special, Wyvern. You can find a level 21 Wyvern. I covered it in my other video. It's like here. Blazamut, big dude, rare encounter. Hellzephyr, found commonly throughout the night. Astegon has like its own almost legendary feeling boss encounter, but no legendary perks when you catch it. Just gonna be one of those. And then a lot of what we've covered found over here. Special encounter, legendary. For some reason, the Ignis form that has +4 kindling is here. Alright. Suzaku, desert, that's also going to be in the daytime. Aqua, special, Grizzbolt, super duper rare. Lylene, and then, yeah, the rare pals and special pal encounters I talked about. Legendaries, that's also another video that I did, so you can find those locations there. And that should be most of it. So I hope you guys enjoy the video. Hope you all have a nice day. Hope it helped out. Thank you very much for watching.